The movie opens in Los Angeles, where a notorious crime lord named Patrick is driving home with his only son Dougie. On the way, Patrick pulls over to grab burritos for the two of them, unaware that everything is about to change. Meanwhile, two guards from a cash transport company called Fortico are driving an armored truck loaded with money toward a nearby bank. Suddenly, a group of masked criminals blocks the road and forces the truck to stop. The robbers cut open the doors and begin transferring the cash into their vehicle. At that moment, one of the robbers notices Dougie nearby, watching the entire robbery unfold. He yanks Dougie out of the car and forces him face down onto the ground. At the same time, one of the guards fights back and manages to rip off a robber's mask. The robber overpowers the guard, but now that his face has been exposed, he shoots both guards without hesitation. As he looks around, the robber realizes the guards weren't the only witnesses. Dougie has seen his face too. Without pause, the robber walks over and shoots Dougie multiple times. Just then, Patrick returns and runs toward his son. However, the robber shoots Patrick as well. Patrick locks eyes with the shooter for a brief moment before passing out. When Patrick wakes up, he finds himself in a hospital bed. A doctor delivers the devastating news: Dougie didn't survive. After leaving the hospital, Patrick orders his gang to find whoever is responsible for his son's death. For weeks, his gang digs deep into the criminal underworld, but the robbers seem to have vanished without a trace. Eventually, Patrick suspects there may have been insiders involved in the robbery. Determined to uncover the truth, he turns to his friend Christy, who helps him create a fake identity as a police officer. Using this false identity, Patrick gets hired at Fortico, taking the place of the guards who were killed. Once inside, he quietly begins gathering information on every employee. One day, Patrick and his co-workers, Hayden and David, are assigned to transport $2.5 million to several banks. They reach one of the drop-off locations, where Hayden steps out to deliver the cash, while Patrick and David wait inside the truck. However, Hayden takes far longer than expected to return. Growing uneasy, David tries to contact him over the walkie-talkie, but instead of Hayden's voice, a group of robbers responds. They inform Patrick and David that Hayden has been kidnapped and order them to drive to a remote location. David starts driving, visibly terrified. Patrick, on the other hand, is excited, hoping these robbers might be the same ones who killed his son. When they arrive at the isolated area, the robbers appear with Hayden and demand that the money bags be thrown into the back of a pickup truck. Patrick complies, tossing the bags one by one, but then he deliberately throws one bag onto the ground. Furious, one of the robbers steps out to retrieve it. Seizing the opportunity, Patrick immediately shoots him. Instantly, the remaining robbers open fire on Patrick, but he stays calm, returning precise shots and killing every last one of them. Patrick begins removing the robbers' masks one by one. However, none of them turns out to be the man who killed his son. Meanwhile, the story shifts to the actual group responsible for Dougie's death. They are former military soldiers who served together in Afghanistan. The team is led by Sergeant Jack. The other members are Sam, Carlos, Brad, Tom, and Jan, the man who personally shot Patrick's son. Now back together, the group starts planning their next major heist. This time, their target is Fortico itself. According to their insider, the depot is holding $150 million, and they plan to steal all of it. To make sure the job goes perfectly, they dedicate 8 full weeks to training. Meanwhile, Christy hands Patrick the personal files of everyone working at Fortico. After carefully reviewing them, Patrick becomes convinced that Dana is the insider helping the robbers. The next day, Patrick flirts with Dana, and the two end up sleeping together at her house. Later, while Dana is asleep, Patrick searches the house and discovers a large amount of cash. He wakes her up and demands to know where the money came from. Dana refuses to answer. To force the truth out of her, Patrick fires his gun dangerously close to her. Terrified, Dana finally confesses. She explains that the money had been signed out for a day by Fortico staff, but was forgotten in a trolley. Seeing the opportunity, she took it for herself. This confirms that Dana is only a small-time thief, not the insider behind the massive robbery Patrick is hunting. 8 weeks later, the robbers regroup at their hideout. Jack lays out every detail of the mission, making sure everyone understands their role. Once the plan is clear, the team puts on bulletproof armor, arms themselves with heavy weapons, and heads out to execute the heist. At the same time at Fortico, Patrick and Hayden are assigned to transport cash to a nearby bank. They load the money into the truck and begin the drive. Along the way, Hayden casually tells Patrick that he has friends involved in robberies and that he helps them from the inside. Unaware of who Patrick really is, Hayden even brings up the robbery where Patrick's son was killed. Then, Hayden reveals the truth. Today, he and his team plan to break into Fortico and steal all the money. Hayden tells Patrick that his gun has no bullets and warns him that if he doesn't cooperate, his friends will kill him. Next, Hayden shuts off the cameras inside the truck and drives straight toward an abandoned warehouse. Moments later, his crew arrives. They open the back of the truck and climb inside, carrying empty bags. Hayden drives the truck back toward Fortico, and the control room guard opens the gate, completely unaware that armed robbers are hidden inside. Without raising any suspicion, Hayden continues straight to the depot. Moments later, the robbers climb out of the truck and immediately force everyone inside the depot to the ground, taking Patrick with them. Two of the robbers move toward the safe and secure it. Meanwhile, Dana and Stuart are inside another truck, completely unaware that a robbery is underway. The robbers communicate using numbers as code names. Numbers 2, 3, and 4 grab Hayden and use him as a human shield as they head for the control room. They warn the guards inside that Hayden will be killed unless the gate is opened. However, the guards refuse to give in and open fire instead. A violent shootout erupts between the guards and the robbers. The guards fight back with everything they have and manage to shoot number 4 in the stomach. In response, the robbers blow open the gate and storm into the control room. Protected by heavy armor and helmets, the robbers gain the advantage and kill all the guards inside. With the control room secured, number 1 locks down the rest of the building to keep the police from entering. Meanwhile, Dana and Stuart finally realize what's happening and quietly alert SWAT. The SWAT team immediately heads to Fortico, but they are still 8 minutes away. Inside the facility, the robbers begin stuffing their bags with cash and loading it into a truck. Suddenly, a hidden guard opens fire on them. Using the distraction, Patrick lunges at number 2 and manages to kill him. After freeing his hands, Patrick takes off number 2's helmet and sees that he isn't the man who killed his son. Without hesitation, Patrick puts on number 2's armor and helmet. Disguised as one of the robbers, he walks back toward the group. Patrick first tracks down number 3 and forces him to remove his helmet. One look at his face tells Patrick the truth. This isn't the killer either. Patrick kills number 3, then slips a phone into one of the money bags. Without slowing down, he continues searching for the real killer. Soon, he encounters number 5 in a hallway, and the two clash in a brutal hand-to-hand fight. After a hard struggle, Patrick overpowers number 5 and kills him. But once again, it's not the man he's looking for. Now, only 3 robbers remain. The remaining crew loads all the money bags into a truck and prepares to escape. However, Dana and Stuart finally emerge from the truck they were hiding in and open fire on the robbers. A massive shootout breaks out, stopping the robbers from fleeing. Seeing an opportunity, Hayden approaches Dana and Stuart and asks Stuart for a gun. Unaware that Hayden is the traitor, Stuart hands it over. The moment Hayden gets the weapon, he kills both Dana and Stuart. Believing the area is now clear, the robbers regroup and move toward the truck. Suddenly, Patrick appears and unloads a hail of bullets at them. After several minutes of intense gunfire, Patrick kills number 4 and injures number 1 in the neck. But then, Hayden steps out from the side and shoots Patrick multiple times. With Patrick down, the surviving robbers, Hayden, Jack, and Jan, climb into the truck and drive away. They reach the main gate, only to find it blocked by police vehicles. Jan rams through the police cars and speeds toward a nearby building. Police and SWAT quickly surround the area, chasing the robbers both on the ground and from the air with helicopters. After a tense drive, the crew reaches the building and shuts the gate behind them. They chose this location because a hidden tunnel runs beneath the basement, one that no one else knows about. Because Jack is badly injured, only Hayden and Jan unload the money from the truck. Once they finish, Jan returns to Jack and kills him with a knife. When Jan comes back, Hayden asks what happened to Jack. Jan calmly claims that Jack bled to death. Even if Hayden doesn't fully believe him, he pretends to. Together, they take the elevator down beneath the basement. There, they load the money onto ATVs and ride toward their exit. As soon as they reach their getaway car, Hayden quietly prepares his gun, planning to kill Jan. However, Jan reacts first and shoots Hayden dead. Jan then loads all the money into the car and disappears from the area. Sometime later, Jan is seen drinking in his apartment. Suddenly, a phone begins ringing from inside one of the money bags. Jan stares at the phone, wondering who placed it there. As he looks around, Jan sees Patrick pointing a gun straight at him. It's revealed that Patrick tracked Jan using the phone he secretly placed inside the money bag during the chaos at Fortico. Now, Patrick finally comes face to face with his son's killer. Patrick throws Dougie's autopsy report at Jan. As Jan opens it, he sees Dougie's photo and remembers what he did. Reading further, Jan realizes that he shot Dougie in the lungs lungs, spleen, liver, and heart. Patrick then shoots Jan in the lungs, then the spleen, then the liver, and finally the heart, killing him the exact same way he killed Dougie. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our future content.